to my channel. Today I'm giving you my second week update for my freezer and pantry challenge. We're in the month of February, and for the whole month of February I'm trying to buy as little groceries as possible and use up as much as we can of what we have. If you followed along with this last time we did this last June, you will probably recognize that we have a lot less than we did that time. So it's going to get a lot more challenging, a lot quicker. In fact, it already is a little bit in lunches and breakfasts and snacks, especially lunches and breakfasts. So I find myself needing to think ahead and make sure I have a plan every day of what we're gonna do. So if we're gonna have bread or whatever, I have bread made, different things like that. Just gotta think ahead, stay ahead of it. It makes all the difference. I do have food, it's just like not our normal, what we would normally just eat quickly for lunch or dinner or whatever. So I gotta just keep thinking ahead and then it goes smoothly enough. The kids complain a little bit that they don't have the regular stuff. It's more mental, like, oh, this is a freezer challenge month. But actually they end up liking a lot of what we're eating. I'm gonna show you what groceries we got to get through week 2 of February. It's kind of wild and loud around here. I've got a lot of kids around here that are all trying to be really quiet for me. And it's pretty messy, honestly. So let me show you. This week we went to Walmart. We just did a pickup service. As you can see, my kids have been eating some big carrots here. So we were totally out of eggs. I got 2 big boxes of eggs. Those will hopefully last me for the whole month. 4 things of milk. I got some Peking girls. Oh, and a baby that keeps taking her shirt off. Okay, we got 2 bags of apples. Let me tell you, my bill came to $125 at Walmart, I think, and then I started taking things back off the list. That's one thing I like about the pickup orders. You see your total.
I'm Owen.
That's Owen. So you see your total and then you can decide if that's really what you want to spend. I really like to know what I'm spending. So this time I'm trying to spend as very little as possible. So when it was $125, I went back through my list of what I was getting and took some things off that I really didn't need to get through the week, besides a few pantry items that I'll show you. So one of the things I took off was a 3rd bag of apples. I know I got a lot going on back there. But I have some oranges left. The only fruit I have left is oranges, and I know they're liking apples a little more, but I want them to eat up those oranges. So I backed it off to 2 bags of apples so that I'll make sure those oranges get eaten. So that's just one example of something I thought, you know what, I can wait on that for this week. I picked up 2 bags of whole wheat flour. I'm making bread with this, so I really needed that because we don't have any more bread. I made the last loaf today with the flour I had. At Walmart, you have to pick the actual number of bananas you want, so I got 30 bananas. We will run out of those by the end of the week, but that's good. We did need some dish soap, and since our dishwasher is still not working, we got some of this. A viewer told me that this really helped her hands. My hands are bleeding from washing all the dishes. Hopefully it's magic. I got some honey because I am almost out and I need it to make my bread. I got this sauce because I have 1 more in my pantry and I have a lot of noodles left and some ground turkey. So I thought for a lunch, I could make the kids some spaghetti with that, just a real simple lunch to use up some noodles. I got 4 cans of coconut milk, just because I need them in my pantry. Walmart's a great place for me to get those. Some Greek yogurt, because I'll use this to make some chicken drumsticks, Trim Healthy Mama recipe. I got 3 things of peanut butter. We have run out of peanut butter. This last week we didn't really have any, and the kids are protesting. Do you love peanut butter?
Yes.
They wanted peanut butter. So this helps them eat their oatmeal and stuff. It helps everything else go farther.
Hi.
Okay, let me show you the vegetables I got. I got this bag of chopped kale. Apparently they didn't have it, so they replaced it with this, which does not look like very much to me. This is like 1 breakfast for me. I'm missing kale at breakfast, so anyway, I'll eat that. Maybe I'll make it stretch to 2. I got a pack of green onions for one of the meals I'm making. I had everything but the green onions. 2 things of cilantro, because Solo gets real creative when I give him cilantro, and some meat. And I got a lot of pork. I thought he might be able to make some stuff out of that. I got some lettuce. I have 1 or 2 salads left from last week's lettuce, maybe at best. And so I will use this, or I'll use it for sandwich wraps. Sweet potatoes. I am out of all potatoes, but I thought we could go without and use up what we have, which is noodles and the bread that I'm gonna make. We're gonna make some tomato soup, that kind of thing. But sweet potatoes are super helpful for my baby, my 9-month-old. She likes to do She likes to eat table food. So when I have these cooked up, I just cook them up ahead of time in my Instant Pot, then I can give those to her. My 20-month-old is having trouble with milk, which I've had about half of my kids have. Until they're out of diapers. Sometimes they have sensitivity to milk and they have bad diaper rashes. And I think that she's got what half of my other kids had. So in that case, I've tried lactose-free milk or goat's milk. And this was a lot cheaper than goat's milk. So I'm trying this out to see if that really is her problem. Got some tomatoes just to put on my salad and stuff. And I have a few kids that love eating them, so that will go fast. And then these are the few things I just wanted to replenish in my cupboard that I could get easily at Walmart. Some Worcestershire sauce, I'm sure I said that wrong, minced onion, and a big bag of turmeric. So I got my bill down to $98, which is what it is. My kids are snacking a lot on these carrots. At first they complained because they like baby carrots, but we had this big bag of carrots and they're getting used to it and they kind of like chomping on the big, I know I should cut them up for them, but they kind of like chomping on those big carrots. So we are trying to use what we have instead of buying as much as possible. We have a major construction project going on in our house this week, which we'll share with you on the blog on Wednesday, but it's kind of wild here, honestly. So let me tell you about what I've spent so far. $98 today, $200 last week, and that was because $150 was household products that I just needed this month randomly. So I spent $300. My normal budget for the whole month is $1,300. If I can continue to buy pretty minimal like this, I will come out saving a lot of money at the end of the month, and that is my hope. I updated our board for the week and changed a little bit. We tried banana pancakes this week, and let me just show you a quick video of that. It's Saturday morning here, and my kids woke up wanting pancakes, but I only have enough flour to make bread this week. But I had a lot of frozen bananas. I still have more here in my freezer, and we had some eggs left, so we made banana pancakes, and I just used this recipe right here. For every 1 ripe banana, 2 large eggs. I put some cooking spray on the pan, and I added 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And I tripled the first batch, and then I'm gonna make another batch too. But so far they love them, and it's using up our frozen bananas. I made another thing for dinner last week that I hadn't written down because I didn't have all the ingredients of the one I did write down. So let me show you the video of that too. This recipe is really great for me when I'm stretching things because I always have the ingredients for it. I'm gonna give you how I did it, the kind of like large family size, and then I'm gonna write in the description the small version or the half size, so in the description box, so you can go check it out if you want to see it written out. I did about 3 pounds of meat. Really, you could do 4 pounds of meat because the half size version, when I do that, I used to do 2 pounds. Then I did a whole onion. My onion was really big and I chopped it up. I used 4 teaspoons of minced garlic, which would be about 8 cloves of garlic minced. I have a lot of kids having a lot of fun. I used 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I used 2 tablespoons of minced ginger, and I always keep these things, like I said, on stock, this in my fridge. I used 1/2 cup of lime juice, and I put in salt and pepper to taste. So I like to thaw my chicken thighs. This doesn't look super appetizing, but trust me, it's really good. And I added a little more water because I don't usually cook it in the, this is the first time I've ever tried it in my pressure cooker, and I was just a little nervous about that. I haven't done a lot of meals. I do a lot of meal prep in my pressure cooker, but not a lot of meals. My favorite is to thaw the chicken thighs and then chop them up, which is what I did. I added about 1/2 cup of water because I wasn't quite sure if it was gonna dry up, but I don't think I would have needed to. It's much more watery than normal for me. And in the crock pot, I would put it on high for 4 hours or low for 8 hours. For the pressure cooker, I just hit the poultry button and it did 15 minutes on high power, and I let it sit or slow release for about 10 minutes, and it turned out great. The sauce that it makes is so good. It really does taste like a Morrocan chicken. We normally eat it with couscous, or at least we used to. Right now, couscous is like a white noodle basically, and I really like that my kids know what it is and they've had it a number of times. So if you're wanting to try something new and you eat this, it is so good with couscous. Right now we're trying to keep with the brown rice and stuff, and Solo and I are not even eating brown rice. So we didn't have it tonight, and I didn't have any in my cupboard. This is a pantry and freezer challenge after all, so let me show you what I'm serving it with. So we are having it with broccoli. We usually have it with broccoli on the side. My husband and I are gonna put it on top of, because there's a sauce, it's really good when it's on top of like couscous or rice or something. We're putting it on top of this cauliflower. And I just made a bunch of brown rice for the week, so the kids will have it on brown rice with the broccoli. In the States, couscous I found is pretty easy to find at a grocery store, and it's very, very easy to make. The directions are on the bag. Yeah, if you're looking to try something new, this one tastes really good with couscous. So here is what the plan is for this week. Dinners, since I have plenty of meat, I'm getting low on my frozen vegetables, so we'll see how that goes. But since I have plenty of meat, I think I'll be okay. I have enough frozen vegetables to get through this week at least. And then our snack list is getting a little smaller. That's just an extra dinner. I know I have stuff where I don't want to forget about. And I had to update lunches a little, and they're getting a little harder to make. Like tomato soup takes longer. Making homemade pizzas, I have some dough that I made ahead of time. It's in the freezer, so it's not too bad, but it definitely takes a little longer. And then I found some stuffing left from Christmas that we had frozen, so I pulled that out to be a lunch. To have one easy one, or a couple easy ones. PBJ is peanut butter jelly. We have very little jelly left, but we did stock up on peanut butter, so I don't know. We're getting through on lunches, and then we have one more day of bagels left, a lot of oatmeal. We can make some more granola, and we can always make yogurt as long as we have milk. And then, yeah, the banana pancakes is something we could do again since we used frozen bananas, and we have a lot more where those came from, and we bought plenty of eggs. And we found this massive syrup in our cupboard, way buried back in the deep. So we are using that up. And then the kids have not made those two things yet. They haven't baked those, so we're just leaving those up there. Having that list up there to tell me what we can make and what we can have for those different meals helps a lot. And then if we switch it up, no big deal, but at least we have some sort of a plan here. Thank you all for your support. I got so many comments on my last pantry freezer challenge video last Monday, and actually, if you have been around my channel for any period of time, you know that I respond to my comments at least within a couple days, usually the first day, as many as I can. And I get so many comments now that if I actually hit all the comments, it would take me way longer than filming and editing it takes me by far. But I do try to get at least the first day or two's worth. And this week just got away from me. We've had a wild one. I have read though all those comments, and I got a lot of great tips. I just haven't had a chance to write back to all of them, but I've got a lot of great tips about things to make, which I always appreciate that. Oh, like I see you have this and this, you should make this. I love those. A lot of people said that my fridge really wasn't dirty. It was dirty, the camera just didn't show it. There were spills in there and stuff. It was kind of, but the camera does hide some things. I got a lot of comments, hey, you need to defrost your freezer. I do know I need to defrost my freezer. I know it'll run better that way. It does not have an automatic defrost in there. That's why I'm doing the challenge, because I like to just empty it out the old-fashioned way by eating it, and then we definitely will defrost it before we load it back up again. And then a lot of you told me that you're trying this yourselves, or you just did it recently, and so I'd love to hear that I am not alone. Some of you do this like every other month, which is kind of cool. All right guys, before I let you go, let me show you an updated tour of my refrigerators, freezer, pantry. Words. Once again, I'm not cleaning it out for you. See all that stuff? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we got a milk in here. We got a lot of sour cream and all the regular stuff. There's nothing interesting here. We have barely any leftovers. Ooh, I forgot to add in that we did have to stop by for some Super Bowl snacks, and we got to bring those home. So we have some hummus. And there's just a tiny bit of bread, but I made a couple loaves today. One bag of bagels left, like 2 eggs in there. Some brown rice I made this week, because I always got that in there. A little bit of lettuce left, some ground turkey that I'm gonna use for that spaghetti. Gosh, this is leftovers that I don't think we should have saved. It's just the sauce from some chicken we had the other night. And there's just a little cheese left here. That block we bought last week is almost gone, so we're not gonna have, we just have mozzarella cheese left after that. And some ham, and this is our last bag of bacon bits. Peanut butter this is empty. I don't know why it's in there. I'm sure if you have children, you've had that happen to you. And then almond butter is all we had left. Okay, in our vegetable drawer, like I said, we're eating the big carrots now. Got a couple baked potatoes left from the week. This is like the last of my dark chocolate. I did not eat all the dark chocolate by myself. So you can see the grossness in here. And I did clean it since I even talked to you last. Half an onion still in there and a little celery. And then this is looking about the same. We brought in some chicken thighs and that frozen fruit. So our outside ones, I think, is where you'll notice a difference if you're paying much attention. This is getting emptier. I think this is looking pretty bare. I forgot to show you one shelf we have out in the garage. That's where we got the pork rinds and some more pretzels, but yeah, there's not much left for condiments up here. And that looks about the same. Hey Eli, what are you squeaking about? And the rest of this looks about the same, except it's more empty because we've used some applesauce and flour and the potatoes are all gone. Those are just some onions left. And we're working on that oatmeal. Hey mister, get out of here. Okay, welcome to my outside freezer with the squeaky door. This bag was down at the bottom before and now it's up here because this shelf is getting emptier by the minute. This shelf is emptying out too, but we definitely have a lot of pork left. There's some ground turkey left, 2 little containers of that. A little for our family. That's a bag of fish and we are starting to empty this stuff out, guys. I don't know if you can tell, but I can. I've eaten a couple of those and that is almost empty. Ooh, don't mind that. We'll all get cleaned later. There's just a little pork like roasts in there, ham. There's some more pork down here though. And our shelves are starting to empty out as well. I already put my milk and eggs away. So as you can see, there's only this 000 yogurt left and almond milk, a few 000s in there, a few 000s there, and 2 cottage cheese. Oh, and 2 cream left. So this is a lot emptier than last week. In this one, you can actually see through the bottom. See, we have cleaned out a lot of frozen vegetables because we've been eating them this week. So, gosh, we just don't have a ton of vegetables left. There are a couple bags in there of that, but that would go in one meal. There's some bacon and fruit left. Some bananas. That was really cold. It's 5 degrees outside and our garage is not 5 degrees, but it's not that far off. Thank you guys for watching this week. I hope you join us the next 2 weeks. It's gonna get a little crazier. We appreciate you guys a lot. We'll talk to you soon. I have these spaghetti squash. They're a couple months old on my shelf here, but they're still good. So we'll use those. Those will count as some vegetable for us. Also tonight we found a whole lot of this salmon. This is all the salmon we found in our freezer, so I'm defrosting it here. We're gonna cook it up. There's 20 pieces. We'll have it for dinner, and then Solo and I will have salmon a lot for lunch with some of that riced broccoli and riced cauliflower, so that'll help clean some stuff out too.